you. Hi, Joseph.
Hey Nora, thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay. Let's start off with what have you been up to since finale night?
Yes, so what I've been up to has been summarized a lot in just taking reality and decompressing and enjoying these relationships, specifically with Taylor, with my house guests outside of the Big Brother game. It is so nice to get to know these people truly as people outside of the game. I've spent so much time with Taylor, and this is exactly what I wanted. The game really does warp reality and the perception of things, and I just want to get to know these people as people. And I was given that opportunity. So as of now, I'm just trying to, respond to all the love and support I got. I want to, let everyone know that their voice is heard, that their love and support is appreciated. I'm trying my best to, support Taylor standing outside of the house. She means so much to me, so I really want to be there for her, and just recontact with my family and take all this in and not get overwhelmed because it's so much. But I would love nothing more, and I'm so happy for it.
Awesome. So you talked about Taylor a little bit. You've been spending time with her after the season. How have you been supporting her as she's finding out everything that's happened in the house?
Just by giving her advice where she requests it and being there as someone she can trust and she knows wants what's best for her. I think that she knows I'm truly here simply for the fact for her, like that if she needs someone who can relate to her, who shared an experience with her coming out of this house, she's not alone. And I was fortunate enough that, she chose me as well to be that person. She could have chose anyone else. And it means so much to me that she trusted me with helping her get through this process and navigate through everything, because we all had our own experiences in the house, but of course no one had one like Taylor. So the fact that she chose me, she could have done this alone, she could have done it with her family, who by the way are amazing. I met her mother, her coaches, they're such amazing people. So the fact that she still even chose me to be that support means so much to me. And of course her family's still there, her family are amazing, they're supporting her. I love it, as a family person, seeing how close they are and how supportive they are means so much to me. And the fact that they included me to be a part of that meant the world. And in any way, if she just needs someone to vent to, advice, a perspective, how to handle a situation, reminiscing on the good times. I think a lot of our support just comes from the fact that we're both very unserious, and we both just will laugh and joke. It's hilarious because me and her don't realize it, but we're supporting each other, and just by being ourselves and having a great, hilarious time all the time.
Awesome. And then how much of the season have you watched, and do you plan on watching the entire season?
Yes. So we're still in the beginning. I think we're on episode 14. Taylor and I usually will go live to see reactions or provide clarity to fans. But we plan to watch the whole thing. Taylor, more than I, plans to go more into the live feed arena of our season. I don't think I necessarily want to. I haven't really made that decision yet. I definitely plan to watch and digest the show, but Taylor and I, as two different people, have taken two different approaches to how we want to approach the season, the cast, everything. And I completely respect how she wants to do it. Fortunately, she respects how I want to proceed, and we're both just supporting each other with those decisions. So me personally, I plan as of now to just kind of take the show in episode by episode. And Taylor's doing whatever it is she feels comfortable doing.
Awesome. And then what would you say was the most surprising thing you learned after the game ended, that maybe you weren't privy to in the house?
Um, I would say as of now, only having seen like the first 14 episodes, probably the fact that I thought I was doing a pretty good job like hiding and playing under the radar, but it seems like the target on my back was a little bit bigger than I anticipated. I think I definitely knew I was on someone's radar, but I think or people's radar, but I think it was a lot stronger than I anticipated. I did not realize how close I possibly could have been to going home those first 2 weeks than I actually was. So that was definitely interesting. And yes, yeah, that as of now, as I progress through the season, I think that was like my full, and it's always shocking because I had my thoughts about what was going in the house, and I would share it with like Taylor or Monty or other people. And then when I watch the conversations actively having with the other side of the house, I was like, oh, I was right. So that's always a little shocking because you start to get a little paranoid and be like, am I overthinking this? So the reassurance does feel good.
Right, totally. And then we watched recently, you and Taylor did an Instagram live and you watched the Daniel confrontation for the first time. What was your initial
Yes.
reaction to seeing that scene? And have you like spoken to Daniel since the show ended?
So I haven't really spoke to Daniel since the show ended. We had a brief conversation the night I got out, but you know, it was a little it's definitely heartbreaking watching because knowing Taylor now, it hurts significantly more because knowing the person she is, knowing her intentions, this hurts so much more. And I'm sure this is what the fans are relating to, is getting to know her as a person, and then watching her have to go through this was like very difficult. Like, she didn't deserve it, and it definitely hurt having to watch it. I was in the bathroom primarily for it. So in the house, I was made aware of it. And, it's one thing to hear it, it's another to watch it or be present in it. So definitely upsetting. And I just hope, she's doing good with it. And fortunately, she was like, actually, she was more checking in with me because when we were watching it, it was like my first time, and she's a lot more further into what's gone on in our season than I am. And I'm just hoping she's doing good. I'm hoping the people associated with the situation have, right any wrongs that they have based on those circumstances. And, I'm just rooting for everyone to come out on top of this.
Right, yes. And then which house guests from Big Brother 24 are you the closest with? Who do you still talk to on a regular basis?
I would say so. Obviously, everyone had obviously Taylor. We're stuck at the hip basically, and Indy as well. I still maintain somewhat of a conversation with like the rest of the house guests, some more than others. But my main priority is I'll just check in on people and make sure their mental health is doing well. It's a lot to take in, whether it's positive or negative, and I just want to make sure everyone's mental health is okay. But primarily Taylor, and then I would say Indy would be the two that I talk to the most. I check in with Michael and Brittany frequently as well, and then everyone else, some not at all actually, but the rest I'll just make sure like they're doing good, or if there's any way I could help them.
Awesome. And then if you could start Big Brother 24 over, go back to the beginning, what, if anything, would you do differently?
Going back to the beginning, I think I would become significantly more aware of these house guests or strangers at the time and divert my attention better, because I was primarily in the beginning only really getting to know Pooch and Monty those first 2 weeks, a little bit of Kyle, and I just wish I was more perceptive and aware of the other house guests. Like, that way I could help with anyone who was struggling, anyone who was any misconceptions I could have possibly pushed back against. Like, I just wish I was a little bit more. I wish I was a little bit more present with other house guests rather than building stronger relationships with certain ones.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then last question, if they did another all-star season of Big Brother, would you ever consider playing again?
Yeah, I would definitely consider doing an all-star season of Big Brother. One thing I will always pride myself in is I like to see the good out of things that happen. So, uh, every situation in life has its difficulties, but I'm ultimately so grateful for my Big Brother experiences and what has come out of it, the people I've met, the relationships I've built, and getting to know myself more through that experience. So I would definitely do it again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joseph. You were so much fun to watch this season. It was a pleasure.
Nora, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching.
Of course. Thank you.